For nearly 2 decades, Lionel Messi has shown the world what it means to play incredibly beautiful football. With his grace, intelligence, and skill, we've seen some truly amazing things that almost no other footballer has ever done. For the city of Barcelona, he's been their king, and to some, even their god. But the red and blue colors that have helped him fly high throughout his whole career has also become the very same thing that would eventually tie him down. And just now, Lionel Messi has done what we'd never thought would ever happen. Announced that he wants to leave Barcelona. What's going on, guys? It's Raymar, back again for another video, and today we're going to talk about why Messi should and needs to leave Barcelona. Now, before we talk about his decision, we can't simply say that Messi should leave just because of a couple of bad seasons. First, we need to look at what exactly the club means to him on a personal level to help you understand just how serious this decision is and just how strongly he feels that leads him to make such a news-breaking announcement. For basically his entire life, Barcelona was his saving grace that found him as a kid and offered to take care of him and train him. Because when Messi was 10 years old, he had a growth hormone deficiency condition. His family didn't have much money back then and the treatment was expensive. But even as the smallest and frail looking kid on the pitch, it would be no other than Barcelona that decided to bet on him and give him a chance. In a way, Barcelona was sort of his saving grace, offering to take care of all his medical needs and develop him as they believed he would be great. Which in hindsight might make it look like an easy choice, but at the time was incredibly risky. Messi was basically raised by the club and spent his entire youth with La Masia, Barcelona's youth development program. There, he was educated, trained, and lived until he became an adult. Try to think of it as your high school, university, or whatever alma mater you're loyal to and have some sense of identity for. Only for Lionel Messi, it was all that plus quite literally a second family and home. With La Masia, Messi would learn the game and develop his talents even more, with some of the best talents the club had ever produced being his seniors, allowing him to learn from some of football's eventual greatest and only furthering his ability, intelligence, and confidence on the pitch. Now, we all know what Messi has been able to achieve with Barcelona. 6 Ballon d'Ors, 6 Golden Boots, 10 La Ligas, 4 Champions Leagues, 7 Spanish Cups, 6 Copa del Reys, and 634 goals in 731 appearances. We could talk about it more, but the list goes on and on and on. The bottom line is, with Barcelona, Messi has won everything there is to win, and there's no doubt about it. As a Ronaldo fan myself, there's no way I could disregard what Messi has been able to do and achieve over the years. However, within his career, there's always been one argument that has been made by not only Ronaldo fans, but by various football fan demographics throughout the world against his legacy. But before we talk about that, I'm still noticing that over 75%, or 3 in every 4 of you watching this right now, still aren't subscribed. Please help me get to 300k so I can upload more frequently. But anyways, that argument is that Messi has always been comfortable playing in La Liga. Now, many people, especially on Twitter and Instagram, would say that it's a quote-unquote farmers league. And while the Spanish league might be very top-heavy, or meaning that it's always the very same clubs that are on top of the league standings, I wouldn't necessarily call it a farmers league. And I think that term in general is just pretty annoying, especially when it comes to Ronaldo comparisons. The argument that Messi has always stayed comfortably in La Liga throughout his entire career is quite compelling. Messi has played with some of the greatest and most skilled players ever, and have also nearly won it in multiple occasions themselves, like Ronaldinho, Samuel Eto'o, and Deco. Messi has also been, for the majority of his career, surrounded by the best midfield lineups in football, with, in my opinion, the most dominant midfield duo in history with Xavi and Iniesta. Barcelona and non-Barcelona fans alike, a lot of you guys seem to agree with my last video when I said that games are mostly won in the midfield, as whoever controls the pace usually almost always has the upper hand in the attack and lets their defense have less trouble. Now, I'm not saying that Messi wouldn't do well in another league like the Premier League, for example, which I really would like to see him play in, by the way. But it's true that he's never really been tested in another league with another team before. Before he had announced his intentions to go, many football fans and pundits alike thought that he would stay with Barcelona until he retired. And as you know, football in general isn't really the sport that bases itself so much in loyalty, as it is extremely rare for a player to stay in one team for their entire career like Francesco Totti or Carles Puyol and retire there, as compared to a sport like basketball, for example. Messi could finally silence one of the biggest criticisms towards his career by showing people he's willing to leave his comfort zone and go somewhere completely different. And if he does, maybe it might only further the gap between him and other all-time greats when it comes to the eventual comparisons YouTubers 20 years in the future will probably be talking about. That is, if YouTube is still around. And again, I'm not saying that he couldn't perform well in another league. In fact, I'd love to see him do it, as we could get an accurate comparison to how he performs then. Likewise, Ronaldo had a lot of criticism in his days with Manchester United, with people saying that he wasn't that much of a goal scorer because he was younger and played in a much different role with a much different playstyle. We'd see a direct inverse comparison, as Messi would be getting older and playing in a much different role in a much different environment. Now, where would I like to see him go? Well, if you ask me, I would absolutely love for him to join Juventus and play with Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, just think how amazing it would be to see them on the same team. Maybe it could finally bring the long-divided Ronaldo and Messi fanboys together in peaceful harmony. Wouldn't you love to see it? Maybe Ronaldo would score the most goals of his career in a season, and maybe Messi might set a new personal record for most assists in a single season. I would have no doubt in my mind that many goals will be scored, and they will get a lot of trophies, winning at a very high percentage rate. But do I think it'll happen? Well, to be honest, as much as I, along with millions of others, would absolutely love to see it, not really. But hey, there's still a chance, right? Now, if you were to ask me from a purely tactical point of view, irrespective of me being a Cristiano Ronaldo fan, I really think that he should go to Manchester City. Man City is ridiculously rich and could be able to pull enough strings to be able to acquire him. And also, please go easy with the conspiracy comments about how they overturned their Champions League ban. If he does manage to go to Man City, he'd be reunited with former coach Pep Guardiola, who helped pioneer the tiki-taka play of Barcelona that changed football over a decade ago. He'll also be playing with who I think is one of the best midfielders in the world right now, Kevin De Bruyne. And KDB will definitely be able to give him a lot of beautiful passes like he's gotten from his prime Barcelona midfield. Most of all, he'll be united with one of his best friends and international teammate, Sergio Aguero. Man City is also offering him an amazing deal at the moment, which includes up to €150 million transfer fee with a clause that could allow Messi to play for New York FC for a few years once he feels like it'll be his last few years of playing. Which, if you think about it, is actually pretty sad. An end of a footballing era is definitely near. With Man City, Messi will have the reassurance of a manager that knows how to build talent around him and demands a high winning culture. Man City would also be the perfect team for Messi to show what he could do in the Premier League, as they aren't defending champions and have a chip on their shoulder to try and reclaim the league title and win the Champions League. Messi would also have some offensive talent to work with to better complement the new role of a playmaker that he's gradually turned into throughout these last few years of his career. With this move, Messi would definitely have extremely high expectations. But like I said, this needs to be one that he makes. If Messi is to win the Premier League and every other title available to him during his time with Manchester City, it'll be a done deal. He would have proven to everyone, especially the doubters and haters, that he can perform outside of Barcelona and find success. Once this happens, one of the biggest arguments around Messi's career and legacy will finally be silenced, and everyone could get their long-awaited answer. I mean, let's be honest, do you really want to see Messi prove himself in a team like PSG, where the competition is close to non-existent? The Premier League, while arguable of being the strongest league, is by far the most competitive league, as really anyone could have a shot at taking the title. And no, I don't think that Messi will pull a Kevin Durant and go to the Bundesliga to join a team that just handed him his worst loss in history. Come on now. But interestingly enough, he might actually go to Chelsea. And I know, it sounds ridiculous, but someone messaged me last night on Instagram to check Messi's following, and it seems like he just recently followed Chelsea's Instagram page. Now, why would he join Chelsea? Honestly, I have no idea. Maybe he accidentally followed them, or it's just a huge stretch. But if any of you would have a reason as to why he would, feel free to leave it in the comments section below. But in all, I really am honored to watch Messi's time in Barcelona, even as a Cristiano Ronaldo fan. Their years together in the same league was some of the best football I've ever witnessed, and I know we'll never see something like that again. So I'm looking forward to seeing him somewhere else, and I really do hope he can leave and show us his game in another league as well. But that's all from me today, guys. This video was made possible by Alaric Aguilar, Owen Torres, Louis, Nockm, and the rest of my patrons. If you guys want to support the channel, check my Patreon link in the description below. Any support is greatly appreciated. I really need your guys' help to reach 300k subscribers by the end of next month. Anyways, make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe and turn those notifications on if you haven't already to see the best football documentaries on YouTube. Thank you guys for all the support, and I'll see you in the next one.